Welcome to this Yoga for Cancer online class. I'm Tari Prinster, and I invite you to join me, Tari, and Laura for your time on your yoga mat. To start, sit well. In yoga, what that means is to sit upright on a bolster, as I am doing, or any other way you choose to sit up tall. Your knees should be lower or on the same level as your hips, because that way it supports the bones of your spine so you can sit tall. Notice your surroundings. Are there distractions? What is the temperature of the room? Make it comfortable for you. And think of this as a time where you are in a womb of your time and space for your yoga practice. Being diagnosed with cancer is sort of like a kid falling off a playground swing and losing your breath. And then when treatments start, there are many destabilizing side effects, or some of them linger for years. My goal for you with me today is to guide you through a class designed to address your needs. So let's begin. First, what is yoga? Yoga is breath and movement. Breath and movement synchronized in a particular way. We start with the breath. Notice what happens when you breathe. Notice what changes. Take a breath in and observe. That's an inhale. Release that breath and watch what happens to your body. That's an exhale. Do that simple breathing pattern again, inhaling and exhaling. Next time through, watch and observe if you are pausing, hesitating, or holding your breath. Inhale and exhale without holding. This is a calming breath. I'd like you to try that again 3 times. Never holding or pausing, just a continuous calm, smooth inhale and exhale. And now we'll add the second part of yoga, movement. Movement of our muscles that move our bones. And with movement, we are creating all sorts of changes in our body for the yoga benefits that you are receiving today. We do this with synchronized movement. Each time we inhale, bones and muscles move. And each time we exhale, bones and muscles relax into a different position. Now let's get started moving. Synchronizing our movements with our breath. I'm going to ask you to bring your arms down by your side, letting the palms face the floor. And synchronizing that in-breath, finding energy. As you breathe in, turn the palms up towards the ceiling. And as you breathe out, a sense of coming inward, finding that most important person. Turn the palms down towards the earth. With each in-breath, finding energy and maybe lifting the arms just slightly higher. And we each exhale, let the arms float down towards the floor. One more simple inhale like that, lifting the arms up to where they might be comfortable. And following the exhale, ever so slowly, that's where the calming, that's where the healing takes place. With our next in-breath, we're going to inhale and let the arms really extend all the way up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, slowly let them float down onto your knees or your thighs. Breathing in this time, let's arch the spine forward, letting the heart lead, And as you exhale, rounding that spine ever so gently, dropping your chin to your chest. Inhale, elongates the spine, lifts those arms straight up towards the ceiling again. And as you exhale, bring your right hand down towards the floor, maybe onto your bolster. Inhale, elongate that left arm one more time. And as you exhale, side bending over to the right. Inhaling to center with both arms. As you exhale, bring the left hand down to the floor or maybe your bolster. Elongate, and as you exhale, side bending to the left. Inhale, sweep both arms straight up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, bring your right hand to your left thigh. Elongate here on an inhale. Exhale, twisting to the left. Inhale, engage your whole body. Energize it as you sweep your arms up. But as you exhale, slowly let that left hand float to the right thigh. Elongate, energize, and as you exhale, twisting to the right as the right arm comes behind you. Find that energy as you sweep both arms straight up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, slowly, carefully, bringing the arms down towards the floor. I'm going to hold on to my bolster and switch my legs to the opposite, crossing. And do that warm-up arm vinyasa where we move the spine in 5 directions 2 more times. So starting with the palms reaching towards the ceiling. As I inhale, the arms come up, I elongate the spine. And as I exhale, I bring the hands onto my thighs. Inhale, heart comes forward. And as I exhale, I pull my navel into the front of my spine as I round forward. Energizing again, inhale the arms straight up towards the ceiling. As I exhale, I bring my right hand down onto the bolster or the block. Inhale, elongate. And as I exhale, slowly over to the right side. The in-breath energizes us, bringing us to center. And the exhale this time will bring my left hand down onto the mat. Energize as we reach up. And exhaling, slowly bending over to the left side. Energizing breath elongates. And as I exhale, I'm going to bring my right hand to my left thigh. Elongate. And as I exhale, I'm twisting to the left. Come to the center with an energizing inhale. And as I exhale, my left hand goes to my right thigh. Engage the spine. And exhale, twisting around that nice long spine. Inhale, energize your whole body as you bring your arms up. And as you exhale, slowly float those arms back to where we started. From here, we're going to transfer our legs out in front of us and maybe move your blocks where they are right underneath your thighs. I'm going to place my hands on the tops of my thighs and let them push down into the blocks as I elongate and lift the spine up, pulling my shoulder blades together on my back. As I separate myself forward, folding, 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 slide my hands down my legs to wherever my hands go until I feel that my nose might be in front of my heart. Then I stop and I back up a little bit with an inhale, squeeze my legs, and as I exhale, slide them down a bit further. Inhale, lift the spine up. And exhale, slide the hands just a slight bit further, always keeping my nose behind my heart. This time, inhale, slowly slide my hands all the way up to my groins. And then I'm going to make little circles with my hands from right to left around my belly. I'm massaging all of those lymph nodes that are in my abdominal area. And we know that that is an important thing to do to keep our lymph system irrigated as we are managing our recovery and healing process. Then slide your hands up to and through the center of your breast, right to what we call our breastbone. It's a nice firm bone right there underneath our chest. And I'm going to do little thymus taps. There's a gland under there, right on top of our heart, that's called the thymus gland. And when we tap it like this, we're drawing blood to that area, stimulating it. Thymus produces a hormone which helps to create lymphocytes, which are very important in our using our own natural cancer fighting cells in our body. And then I'm going to engage the arms up towards the ceiling. Elongate again. As I exhale, I'm going to slowly bring my arms down and take these nice blocks and remove them and put them off to the side. And then bending your left leg, if the left knee can come down onto the floor, maybe slide forward on your bolster a bit, draw the right knee in towards your chest, placing the hands around the front of your shin. As I inhale, I draw my right thigh towards my chest, open the heart, and as I exhale, I again dip my chin towards my chest and round the spine. Inhale, bring that thigh forward again. What I'm doing is deepening the hip crease on my right side, which helps to pump lymph through our body. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, bringing that thigh forward. And exhale, rounding the spine. Now keep the left hand where it is, and on an inhale, reach the right arm straight up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale, coming back to center, lifting that arm up. And as you exhale, bring that right arm down onto your bolster. Straighten both legs out in front of you, and we'll do the other side. But first, hesitate for one breath, opening the chest, pointing those toes forward, and as you exhale, draw the toes back in. And this time, we are going to take our right knee, bend it, and bring it down onto the floor. Our left foot right in front of our right foot. Hold on to the shin. As you breathe in, draw that left shin in towards your chest, deepening the left hip crease. As you exhale, round the spine and feel your navel moving towards the front of that spine. Two more like this. Inhale, coming forward, nice deep hip crease, which helps pump lymph. Exhale, rounding the spine. One more like that, bringing the chest forward towards the left thigh and opening up the chest as you exhale. This helps to keep the spine nice and supple as well. Last breath coming forward. As you exhale, let that right hand feel very solid on the left shin, and inhale the left arm up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, twisting slowly, complete exhale to the left. Inhale, coming back and forward. And as you exhale, bring that left hand down. Stretch those legs out in front of you again. Let's take a nice inhale to open up the chest again. Pull your shoulder blades together. Press down in your bolster or on your thighs and point the toes forward. As you exhale, as slow as possible, bend your knees and draw them in towards your chest. And now we're getting ready to go over to one side. wherever those blocks might be. Gently and gracefully slide off your bolsters and find your blocks over to the side where you put them from before. Use them to bring yourself up to your hands and knees after you've placed your bolsters off the mats. Walking the blocks forward, using them to support yourself as you walk to your hands and knees. And then the blocks remain in front of you, placing your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips. Let's let the head hang off of this end of the spine for one moment as you look down at your knees, making sure that they are hip distance apart. Use an in-breath now from a neutral spine to lift your tailbone up towards the ceiling. And use an exhale to arch your spine into a Halloween cat pose as you press the palms into the floor. So being careful with the neck as you inhale again, start with the hips, with the tailbone, bringing it up towards the ceiling, pull the shoulder blades together on your back. And as you exhale, a very nice, long, deep exhale, arching the spine. With your next inhale, engage your right leg to come back behind you, moving your heart forward, very energetic, leaving the toes on the floor. But as you take that long, slow exhale, bringing the right knee towards your nose. The inhale energizes the body, bringing that right leg back again. One more time, toes on floor. And exhale, nose and knee together, long and slow. Last one, the right leg comes back with an energetic inhale. And as you exhale this time, bring that right knee to the floor next to the left knee, and we will do the opposite side. Energize the body with the inhale to bring the left leg back, keep the toes tucked on the floor, and as you exhale, pull the body together in the middle. Inhale brings the left leg back, toes on floor. Slow, deep exhale as that knee travels forward. Last lengthening of that left leg, bring it back behind you. And this time, very slowly exhale, bringing both knees together at the front of your mat. Now, let's walk forward and find our blocks and place them underneath our wrists. It might mean that your knees need to walk in a little bit closer towards the blocks, making sure that those wrists are underneath your shoulders. Same action we've been doing before. As you inhale, take your right leg back behind you, keep the toes on the floor, and the exhale is slowly going to let that right foot now come all the way forward between your blocks. On an inhale, let's slide the hips and right knee forward, and the heart follows it. As you exhale, lengthen the right leg as much as you possibly can. We're going to seesaw like this 2 more times. Inhale, bringing the right knee forward with the heart, opening up the left groin. Exhale, opening up the right as you exhale and straighten that right leg. Last one, the in-breath brings you forward, and the exhale pulls that right hip back. It is the exhale that is draining lymph from your body. Now come to a neutral position where the right knee's right over the right ankle. Inhale here, and use an exhale for a long, controlled release of that right knee next to the left knee. On an in-breath, we're going to elongate the left knee and bring the left heel towards the back of your mat. Slowly exhaling, the left foot travels forward between your blocks. On an inhale, The left knee goes forward with your heart and your nose, deepening the left hip crease. And as you exhale, straighten that left leg, drawing the hip back. We're using the principle of soaking and squeezing our groin, but we're going to inhale again, coming forward over the left knee. And as you exhale, straighten that left leg as much as possible. This is the lymph pumping movement. Inhale, one last one, coming forward, opening the chest, deepening that left hip crease. And as you exhale, last one, straightening that left leg. The next in-breath brings you forward with left knee over left ankle. And as you exhale, bringing both knees together on the front of your mat. And here we're going to move towards standing position. And we start with, on an inhale, taking our right leg back behind us again, keeping the toes tucked under, but the out breath is going to reach that right foot all the way forward between your blocks. Right knee over right ankle, tuck your left toes under, and as you inhale, lengthen that left leg, heart looking forward. And as you exhale, bring that left foot forward to join the right. Keep your chest moving forward, drop your hips, and on an inhale, sweep the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, slowly lower them down by your side. We got up so nice and easy. We're going to go on to the opposite side now. As you inhale, bring your arms out and up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, deep bend in the knees and keep the head lifted, heart coming forward, hands to blocks. On an inhale, take your right leg back behind you. On an exhale, lower the right knee to the floor. On an inhale, lengthen the right leg again. On an exhale, bring that right foot forward between the blocks. Take your hips down, take your heart up. Inhale, fly. And exhale, one breath in stand tall at the top of your mat. And we're going to prepare for a standing balance. One leg on one block. So let's take one block forward on its low side. Put the right foot on the outside of that block. On an inhale, bring your hands to your hips. Find a focal point. As you exhale, let your spine grow long and tall and heels get grown into like roots into the earth. Find a point that's not moving. On an inhale, lift your right foot up and place it on the block. As you exhale, press into that right foot and come up onto your left big toe. Inhale again and feel the shoulder blades come together on your back. Broaden across the collarbones. As you exhale, press even more into that right foot to grow a little taller. Reach that root down toward the earth a little deeper. Inhale again, broaden from shoulder blade to shoulder blade, and as you exhale, grow a bit taller. Inhale one more time, shoulder blades together, and then use your exhale to come down onto your left foot. And place the right foot on the outside of the block. We'll do the other side. So hands on hips still, looking forward, find that non-moving point. As you inhale, bring your shoulder blades together on your back. As you exhale, bring your left foot onto the block. Inhale again here. bringing the shoulder blades together, broaden from collarbone to collarbone. As you exhale, press into that left foot to bring you all the way up onto your right big toe. 3 breaths here. Each time breathing in, we pull our shoulder blades together. Each time we breathe out, we press into our standing foot. Each time we breathe in, broaden. Each time we breathe out, we're growing taller and building bone in our whole body. Another breath in, shoulder blades together. And that out breath presses us down into the earth as we pull the whole weight of our body on one leg, building bone. Last breath to broaden and lift, and use the exhale to come down off of your block. Take a few seconds here now to bring your blocks back into their original position for stepping back to a seated posture. So if you had a tower that was 4, replace your tower if your blocks were on high, and then move your feet gently between your blocks. As you breathe in, palms out, arms lift. As you breathe out, deep bend in the knees as you keep your heart lifted, gaze forward, finding your blocks. Inhale, take your right leg back behind you. And as you exhale, slowly bring that right knee onto the mat or to your blanket. Inhale, 1 breath here, looking forward. And as you exhale, the left knee comes to join the right knee. And then slide your hips to one side to bring yourself to sit. And then lengthen your legs out in front of you. So you're seated on the floor, legs lengthened, but we're going to bend our right knee and hold on underneath our right thigh, underneath our right knee. Leg is bent. Use your in-breath now to move the chest forward towards that right leg as you extend it forward. As you exhale, bending that right knee deeply, drawing that right thigh in towards your chest. Inhale, reach that right foot forward, maybe point the toes a little bit. As you exhale, draw that right shin in towards your chest. Last one, inhale, lengthening forward, shoulder blades together on your back. And exhale, draw that right knee in towards your chest. And while it's there, let's cross it over on the outside of the left leg and use our hands in front of our right shin to draw that leg in towards our chest. Each time we breathe in, our chest moves towards the right thigh. And each time we breathe out, we take a little rounding of the spine and lengthen the diaphragm up towards our heart. Inhale, heart comes towards the thigh, and exhaling, rounding the spine. In comes the heart towards the chest, and as you exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, come forward towards that thigh again. Keep the left arm wrapped around it nice and tight. But as you inhale, take the right arm straight up towards the ceiling and use an exhale to have a nice side bend over to the left side, anchoring yourself with your left hand on your right thigh. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, side bending over towards the left. Inhale, coming center. And exhale, side bending over to the left. Inhale, comes back to center. Release the leg, release your arms. Sit tall, use your hands on either side of your hips for 1 breath. We've done this before, but it feels good. Inhale, press into the floor, lift your heart, pull your shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, bend your left leg, draw it into your chest, hold on underneath the knee, behind the knee, underneath your thigh. Using the in-breath to lengthen that left leg forward, shoulder blades together. Exhale, pulls that thigh in towards your chest. Inhale, reach it forward. And remembering every time you exhale, this is massaging all your abdominal organs. Last one like that. Inhale, reach it forward. And the exhale pulls that left thigh in towards your chest. Now keep that thigh there and cross it over the right leg, but use both hands to hold on to the left shin, drawing it into your chest as you look forward. Inhale. As you breathe out, remember you're massaging your abdominal organs and arching the spine forward. 2 more. Inhale. Heart comes forward, thigh pulls back. Exhale and rounding the spine. Inhale, bringing the heart forward, pulling that thigh in nice and tight. And last, rounding of the spine. Remember that that is an internal massage, so good for the organs and the lymph system. Bringing your heart towards your thigh now, we're going to keep that right hand tightly wrapped around. Inhale, the left arm straight up towards the ceiling. As you find your exhale, side bending over to the right. Nice strong hold on that left shin. Inhale back to center. Exhale brings you to the left. Inhale, coming center and up. And last one, exhaling over to the right side. Then come back to center, lengthen out the legs, release the arms. And again, bending your knees to one side to bring yourself forward on finding your blocks once again, placing your hands on your blocks. They shouldn't have moved, you should be fine right where they are. You're on your hands and knees. On an inhale, we're going to take the right leg back. On an exhale, you're going to bring it forward between the blocks. On an inhale, tuck the left toes under and lengthen that left leg, lifting the knee. The exhale brings you forward. Your hips go down and your heart leads you up to stand as you inhale. And exhale, bring your arms down onto either side. Standing at the front of your mat, let's take a second here, if you have a blanket that you have been using for your knees, and remove it from your mat. We are preparing now to do standing poses. The first one will be our standing warrior one pose. So standing tall, on an inhale, rotate those arms out and up. And as you exhale, deep, deep bend in the knees, finding those blocks. The right leg will come back on an inhale. And as you exhale, turn the right heel to the floor, making a 45-degree angle with that foot. Use an in-breath to walk both hands onto your left thigh. Pressing down in that left thigh as you bring the torso up. Inhale and bring your right arm forward and up towards the ceiling. Exhale is the important grounding force as you press down on your left thigh. If you feel stable here, you can take your next in-breath and lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. If not, stay and keep your abdominal muscles working to hold your strong warrior. One more in-breath, broaden from the shoulder blades to shoulder blade. Find that out breath then to bring you forward, hands onto your blocks. Use an in-breath to just simply lift the right heel, and the out-breath again brings that right foot forward. Deep bend in the knees, but as you press into the floor, fly your chest up, arms out, and exhale, bring them down to your side. That was Warrior One on the right. Let's do Warrior Two on the left. Inhale, engage those arms up towards the ceiling. The deep exhale controls all of your movement to bring you down. Inhale, energizes the left leg back. Exhale, keeps that left heel solid to the floor at 45 degrees. On an in-breath, walk both hands onto your right thigh, bringing the torso up. Exhale, pressing down in that right thigh, finding another in-breath to lift the left arm, this time out, up and forward. Exhale if you feel steady, pressing down, and then next in-breath, bring that right arm up. One more in-breath here, opening and broadening from shoulder blade to shoulder blade, but the out-breath slowly now draws the abdominal muscles in as you come forward. One in-breath to lift the left heel, and one out-breath to bring yourself forward and stable over your thighs. Inhale brings you all the way up. And the exhale brings both hands down by your side. And now we move to the next standing pose, which is triangle. We get there the same or similar way. On an inhale, arms out and up. On an exhale, deep bend in those knees, hands to blocks. The in-breath will lengthen the right leg, bringing it back behind you. The exhale will lower that left heel to the floor. Then gently walk that right foot in slightly, maybe about 6 or 8 inches, still pointing out to the side. Take another in-breath here, looking forward. But as you exhale, straighten the left leg, drawing that left heel back and not letting that left shoulder move away from the left wrist. Nice. Next in-breath, let the right arm open up and out to the side. And the exhale, tuck that right hand behind your head, holding on to the skull. Inhale, lift that right elbow up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, get strong in your abdomen as you point that right elbow down towards the block in front of you. 2 more pulses like that. A pulsing triangle on an inhale up towards the ceiling. And the exhale, moving inward, moving inward. That's where our healing happens. Inhale, last one, up towards the ceiling. And this time, as you exhale, pull the abdominal muscles in, but release that right arm onto the block in front of you. Inhale, lift the right heel. And exhale, a short distance now to both feet between the blocks. Hips down, heart lifts. Slide those arms out and up as you inhale, and exhale, both hands by your side. Beautiful triangles. Let's do it on the other side. On an in-breath, sweep the arms out and up. The exhale puts a deep bend in your knees as the heart stays lifted. The inhale takes the left leg back behind you. Exhale turns the left heel onto the floor. And then another in-breath to move that left foot slightly forward. Use an exhale to straighten that right leg now without moving the right shoulder away from the right wrist. Inhale, sweeps the left arm out and up towards the ceiling. The exhale tucks it back. back behind your head. 3 pulses here. Inhale, lift that elbow up. The exhale points it towards the floor as you draw your abdominal muscles in and up towards the front of your spine. Inhale, point towards the ceiling with that left elbow. And follow the breath out, that healing breath massaging your body as you point it towards the block. Inhale, lifting it up. And this time, as you exhale, bring that arm down towards the block and hand rests. Inhale, lifts the left heel, and the out breath brings it forward between your blocks. Drop the hips. Engage that heart to lift up towards the ceiling as you breathe in. And last breath, standing tall. We're going to prepare now to go down onto the floor and do some supine poses. Let's check to make sure that our bolsters are properly placed. So I want to see a bolster at the head of your mat, but not on the mat. Come between your blocks, and we will step all the way between the blocks to prepare to go down onto our blocks. On an inhale, sweep those arms out and up, and as you exhale, deep bend in the knees, hands to blocks. Inhale, right leg back. Gently bring the right knee to the floor. We'll stay here only a short minute. Inhale again, and exhale, left knee to join the right. And place your blocks off to the side. And bring your hips down to the mat. And lengthen your legs out in front of you so that they are in the opposite direction of that bolster. Come all the way onto your back. Lengthen your legs out in front of you. And here's where we do a really nice, wonderful full body stretch and also massage all of our abdominal organs without interfering with the interference of gravity. As you breathe in, the chest fills and gets broad and open, but the toes point forward. As you breathe out, feel the abdominal muscles sliding down like a sinking rock towards your mat. Inhale, point the toes forward again. And as you exhale, lift the toes up towards the ceiling as your abdominal muscles rest on the front of your spine. One more time with just the toes. Inhale, moves them forward as the lungs fill. And as you exhale, just the toes point to the ceiling as your abdominal muscles rest. Now let's put in the arms. As you inhale, reach your toes forward and your arms rotate up towards the ceiling and all the way back behind you, resting on the bolster. Exhale, the toes point towards the ceiling and your arms come onto either side.
Just pause. And we'll start again.
So when we breathe in, we point those toes forward and lift our arms all the way up to rest on the bolster behind you. As you exhale, toes point to the ceiling and arms come all the way down onto either side. 2 more like that. Inhale, point those toes, lift the arms, let them rest, fill the chest. And as you exhale, toes point to the ceiling, arms onto either side. And really feel the engagement of those abdominal muscles. One last one. Inhale, fill the chest, the lungs are expanding. But as you exhale, arms down, toes point, and that navel floats towards the mat underneath you. Let's take this into a crunch. Let's draw right knee in towards your chest. You can hold on either to the back of your thigh or the front of your shin, whichever is convenient to you. But we're going to start with an inhale to point that left toe forward and find your deep exhale to switch the position of the legs. Right leg extends, left leg comes in, hold it tight there. As tight as you can as you inhale and engage that right leg to point the toes forward. And the exhale switches the legs. Remember, when you exhale, you are moving the abdominal muscles, and that is what massages all of our organs. Inhale, point the left toe. Exhale, switching the legs slowly. The longer you can make that exhale, the more massage you do to your internal organs. And now bring both knees in towards your chest. And bring your arms out to the side, just a little bit onto the floor, palms down. We're going to do a twist here. But as you inhale, use your hands as little suction cups to press into the floor to let the chest rise slightly. As you breathe out, soften in the abdomen and bring both knees over to your right side. Not to touch the floor, but to keep your left hip on the floor and feel the squeeze and soak in your abdominal organs. Inhale brings you back to center. And the exhale this time over to the left, trying to keep that right hip on the floor. We'll do 2 more each side. Inhale comes center. Exhale goes over to the right, left hip on the floor. Inhale, broaden from collarbone to collarbone as you press into your palms. Exhale, left side as right hip tries to stay down, abdominal organs working. Inhale, center. This is the last crunch. Exhale, over to the right side. Left hip stays grounded. Inhale, center. Chest rises. Inhale, back to center. And as you exhale, place your feet on the floor, keeping the knees bent. Let the knees rest on each other, and let the feet come almost hip distance wide, so you can feel a little bit of pressure of those knees together. And now let's move our arms into a slightly different position. Let's put them into our cactus pose, making sure that the back of the hands, the back of the forearms, and the elbows are nicely on the floor. Good. With an in-breath, I would like you to just work with the legs for 2 breaths. Press into the knees, feel your chest rise, and as you exhale, let the breath leave your body and soften the abdominal muscles in towards that mat that's underneath you. One more like that. The in-breath presses the knees slightly together to help the chest rise. And as you exhale, the abdominal muscles work. Remember, they're massaging your organs. And this time, as you inhale, press the knees together, but feel a little bit of energy in your elbows separating apart from each other. As you exhale, you're going to bring your forearms and palms together in front of your nose. There. Inhale again, wide out and open. Let the elbows rest on the floor. Exhale, the out breath moves the palms and forearms together as the abdominal muscles relax. Last cactus clap. Inhale, press the knees together, broaden from across the chest, and the out breath pulls everything into the center, and the navel floats down to your mat. And then come into a extended legs and arms resting on the floor. Bring your cactus arms down to help you find a block next to your body. Place the block in your hand. And bend your knees. Put your knees on the floor once again. So this time we're going to lift the hips up and slide that block right underneath our lower back into the area called the sacrum. Not on your waist and not on the fleshy part of your bum either, just slightly above that. In fact, you might feel a little butt flesh hanging off the block. Okay? And resting here for a few seconds just to feel the sensation that it is nice, it is not feeling anything uncomfortable. We're gonna bring our arms back out to the side once again into cactus pose. From this position, we're going to do a few more movements with our arms and our breath. As we did before, you're going to lift the chest slightly as the elbows float out away from each other. And as you exhale, once again, clap those arms together in front of your chest. One more like that. Inhale out and open, but this time open the arms just a little bit wider. Maybe they reach way far apart. As you exhale this time, wrap your arms across your chest. Any way is fine. Just remember which one you did first. And then let's do that one more time. The in-breath reaches you out and open. Feel the chest rising and the and finding your block with one hand to lift your hips up off the block and bringing it off to the side. We're preparing now for our sunset pose, and this may involve some use of your bolster if you choose. To bring your bolster underneath your thighs. You're more than welcome to reach back behind you and find the bolster, put it underneath your knees or your thighs. Some of you might like to try to use a blanket underneath your neck. The important thing about the blanket underneath your neck is that it is under only the neck and not your shoulders. So it's giving a little bit of support to the cervical spine. Your thighs rest comfortably on the bolster. Bring your arms next to your side, palms up. And here is where we begin the most important pose of our yoga practice here today. This pose is not about effort. It's not about moving anything other than your breath. This pose is where the real healing takes place. begin to let the inhales and exhales become a little bit longer, each one, still staying smooth and equal. A little bit deeper, each one drawing you more and more into the space around us. Beginning to transition from our Shavasana is always a slow, gentle process. There's no reason to rush it because we're taking all of the jewels we found in our practice with this. And we want to be gentle with our jewels. And of course, the first jewel is you. Come back to sitting well. That may be as I am here on a bolster, or your choice of a comfortable seat. Get there with as much ease as possible. There is no rush. When you're there, lift your head, look forward, and feel length in your spine. Reconnect to your calming breath. Notice how you are feeling. What may have changed during your yoga practice? Enjoy this lingering effect of your yoga practice. I want you to take away a sense of balance, calmness, and health. These feelings sometimes get lost in the chaos of our daily routine. Bookmark how yoga has changed chaos to calm for you here today. And leave behind the lingering effects of cancer treatment. This is my wish for you to take away today. Then I hope you will commit to setting a yoga time for daily practice aside. And I encourage you to watch this video as your yoga companion and to use it to practice yoga. I would like to close now with my mantra. Cancer steals your breath away. Yoga gives it back. Namaste.